Okay, 3 more things that we need to go over that were not on my table when we did that full count earlier. This is a suture reel. This is a countable item. It will go with your miscellaneous. It does not have a needle on the end of it. It's just a suture reel. It's just a reel of suture. So this would be counted with your miscellaneous items, but it is countable. Then this is an endoscopic suture staple reload. And most facilities, unless you are directed otherwise, most facilities count this, and they will count it as 2 pieces. They will count this part as 1, and then the safety guard right here as the 2nd piece. So they would say suture reloads 1, 2. That would be 2 pieces. And if you have multiple on your table, then you count them, all together. But that would be counted as 2. And then this is what just a regular Red Robinson, or you will most likely hear it called a red rubber. This is what it looks like before it is cut into these pieces. Now, if you are on a peripheral vascular case, they are going to take this right here and they will cut it. So once it is cut, obviously it's in one piece here, but once they cut it to put on the Roumel, to make a Roumel tourniquet, they will cut it into these pieces. So then we count it as 3 because that's how many pieces it was cut into. So it would be red rubbers. I have 1, 2, 3. So that's what would happen. This is what it looks like before as 1 piece, but this will be cut into multiple pieces, and you have to account for all 3 when you are doing your count. And the end that gets cut off, that will go in the trash. You will not count that piece because they're going to throw it off. They will trim it and then trim it into these 3, which you notice they do not have that tip on either one of them. That just goes in the trash. And other than that, do y'all have anything else to add for this?
Oh, the other names that suture would be called.
Oh, yes.
Atra or atraumatic.
So you may hear them, instead of saying suture needles, if your circulator is directing you because they're going in the order of the count sheet, and maybe you don't know the order of their count because it may not always go in the order that I counted it here in that first video. They may say atras or atraumatic needles. That's what that is your suture needles, what they are calling atras or atraumatic needles. So if you hear that name, they're talking about your suture needles. Now on a multi-pack, notice how I removed that paper covering. If it is a single needle, I do not need to remove this paper because I can see it right there. So it's unnecessary to remove that because you can already see that single needle. So you do not have to remove this paper covering on a single. Only on a multi-pack will you remove that paper tag.